We're going to take a look at how to create security groups and how to manage said security groups. So first, let's start off with the creation by going to our admin tab and then our groups. Now, we're going to start this off by naming it Testco client. In this circumstance, we're going to assume that we have clients from one of our managed companies that we want to take a look at only their documentation. Now, thankfully, default is an allow list, which means that in this security group, only the companies that we add they have access to. Now, if we want to tailor the dashboard to the client, it will only be related to their company. We can remove global KP access so they can't see documentation related to other clients. And I can also remove agreements if we just so decided. I'm going to create a new group, and now we can see Testco client. Here we can see a mini summary of everything that's been added so far. We have 0 users at the moment, 0 allow lists, and no schedule restrictions. But we're going to update that as we go along. We can add new users here. Want to add multiple at a time? Be sure to use a comma as a second denominator. This will allow you to add multiple people at the same time. You can only add users that are already existing within your instance. So we can add selected users, and we're going to get set client access. Now here, we're going to add Testco. And this means that the only company they have access to is the one that we provide. At any point, we can switch this to a deny list for other situations. If we don't want them access to a single company, that single company is Testco. But let's go back to an allow. Set OK. And let's take a look at the login schedule. Here we can select the time that they're able to log in by their time zone and specific start times. If I say I want it to be 9 o'clock, and we'll go with AM, and we'll say 5 p.m. Now we can activate the schedule and say that they only have access Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays. I'm going to save that schedule, and now let's look at the other restrictions. Here we can see that our quick startup settings were saved, but we have additional settings such as reducing whatever asset layouts we choose. Now I don't want them accessing our applications, our email, or our backups. I'm going to save these choices, but there are specific entries within our passwords that I don't want them to access. So I'm going to go into my company. We're going to select Testco, passwords, and another test password. When I select manage, I can change group access, and I can block access to my Testco client. Now other items will be similar in process. You just select the manage and the restrict button. So let's take a look at that. Going back to my group settings, and within Testco, we can see that I have a single restricted password here, and if I decide to remove that, I can do so. If you have any more questions on how to add security group users or additional modifications, feel free to open a ticket or comment below.